Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, 15 March of 2022. Good morning to all of you folks out there. I hope you had an awesome evening and you are pumped up and ready to go this morning for a great
I
Tuesday.
like the word pump up.
Up, pumped up.
That phrase, pumped up, ready
Pumped.
to go. That's me.
I don't know why that just sounded
Fully
wrong
pumped up,
after Sharon repeated it, but
ready to go.
guys, you know what
I like that.
I mean?
Pumped up.
I'm here, Jordan Finance, alongside Sharon Duncan, here with you
Tremendous shrug.
once more. Sharon,
Shared this last year, shrug.
Avery Duncan. I'm going to start saying Avery pretty soon. So,
Mhm.
guys, good morning, Chevon. Good morning, Gavin, Beatrice.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
I think they're awesome this morning. Up and about. Good to see you guys. Making sure that you beat the early morning traffic and weather, whatever it is that you're battling at your end. We were up this morning. It was raining cats and dogs, but we had to be in traffic getting through that to make sure that we are with you this morning. So, Vashti, good morning, Vashti. How are you this morning?
Vashti, how are you, Vashti? Good to see you. Good morning, all of you. Fantastic. Fantastic. I think I just kind of worded. Fantastic people.
Well,
How y'all doing?
Tommy Gibbs is here this morning, joining us from New Jersey.
Same
Guys,
Tommy from
yes,
Jersey.
Don Cook, hey Don, where are you guys joining us
How
from?
do you do, Don? How do you do?
I hope you guys have been
Give me some
diligent in making sure that you do your part in spreading the information. I hope you have been sharing.
That's right.
Making sure that everyone gets the credible information. If you know
Correct.
that you're someone out there and you haven't been sharing, you should be feeling
Naughty.
guilty as
Naughty
ever this
you.
morning.
Naughty you.
So,
Very naughty.
I see June Chase is here. June, you related to Travis?
June, and have you shared the more important thing? Right? Not the less important things like you related to Travis.
How's that less important? Travis is going to get called on this,
June, is anybody you related to now? Is the any in the All Stars? You want to be related to Travis Chase? Is the any in the All Stars? Oh, stop it. Yeah, what's important to you? You share the live stream.
I apologize, Travis. This is all Sharon.
I apologize, June. June, how you doing? Good to see you, June. Hazel Prince, good to see you. Chanel Wills and Tommy Gibbs. Says what? He's been out to work at 4 o'clock. Is really working.
Judy Duncan Paul. That's one
family.
That's one surname.
Family. Judy gets spot is Mrs. Paul.
Oh, I see.
Probably is Mrs. Paul. Duncan Paul. Good to see you, folks. Y'all know y'all come, folks. Y'all come. For the news and information. For your information, FYI. Share the live stream. Smash. The emoji share.
Here we go this morning.
Smash the emoji button. Good to see you, folks.
So William Coach is joining us this morning from Toronto. Good morning to you folks in Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto. I've never been to Canada. I've never been invited. Wink, wink. Never been invited to Canada.
William making sure that
looking for a sponsor.
William is making sure that he's in the house so that he can make sure that the folks in the diaspora over there in Canada could share the valid information.
Yes, it's fantastic. They need to. We got to keep Justin honest. Trudeau. Keep him honest.
And Nalini Inderjit.
Candy always here.
Family.
Candy like people who come for a weekend and end up staying 3 years by house. Always here.
So Candy is saying shout out to Caribbean Skeldon.
Oh yes.
Oh, beautiful Caribbean.
Yes,
right?
Lovely people. Lovely, fierce warlike.
But we have so much going on this morning over the past.
We do only see a couple of things.
We have serious. We have so much going on this morning. A lot with
what she said
over the last 24 hours. I mean, Cher probably sees it a little differently, but since I left you guys yesterday morning, I have been up and about. I have not gotten a chance to rest properly.
But I know the good book says, no rest in the wicked. No rest in the wicked. You know the good book says.
Yeah, may have definitely be so. I'm not gonna say, but I did have my work cut out for me. Mondays are packed. I'm gonna say that Monday I have to go to PAC meeting, so Mondays are always packed, right?
I was visualizing you in my head like I was with a scissors doing like homework, cutting out stuff. Because
Cut out what?
When you said you had your work cut out for you,
Oh my
I can
goodness.
visualize you like cutting out stuff on the
Well,
paper.
most definitely not. That's a lot going on. I see a lot in
Mm-hmm.
the papers this morning, all so. But I see Andrew Cusbert with us. Hey, Andrew, how are you this morning?
Good to see you, Andrew.
George Bratwick.
Yesterday when I was looking back at the program last night, I realized all my thingy was showing here.
What is that?
It's a rubber band. my watch band burst. And I said to myself, Duncan, things real tight here. Guys, have you ever done this? You put a rubber band to hold your watch.
No, sir.
No. Things tight.
But
It's a long time I get invitation to Canada.
You know the whole thing. Sharon has a rubber band on his watch, and nobody would have known if you hadn't just.
I saw it when I was looking back at the program last night. I saw the rubber band and I saw one of my shirt sleeve was loose. And they said, "You always think we some orangutans here? No, stop it."
So for those of you who don't know, I've said it I think twice before. Sharon has extreme OCD when it comes to certain things. He likes everything to be in a specific spot.
I think I go though.
He's OCD.
OCD is rich people things.
To the max. He's
OCD is rich people
max.
things. We things tight to themselves, folks. Things
You're
tight.
training yourself, Sharon.
Things tight.
Sharon, Allison Pearson. So Sharon, never have I ever. I don't know. Is this code for something?
Never have I ever. What did I say to Allison? Never have I ever. What did I say? Folks, I just say having a little Milo tea, talking with Jurita, catching up on the day's events yesterday. Never have I ever myself. Never have I ever. No, I guess it's the rubber band. Never. What was that?
Yes.
Never. You never? Y'all never put rubber band on your watch? See, y'all bushy. Y'all don't grow only get out. The rest of us.
This is what pinch
bushy.
Rubber dinky and so.
Yes, that too. We call it recycling now. Upcycling. Yep.
So, guys, let us start this morning by scrolling through the morning papers. We like to make sure that we bring you.
Renrick Ram is here.
Renrick
Ram and is it Bernice King and
that's the first time
Bernice Bruce? Sorry. Well, Bernice says yes, I did. Bernice uses her rubber band. Respect and manners. I hit the mic here. Respect and manners. Respect and manners, Bernice. Respect and manners.
Oh my goodness.
Beatrice is here. Evangelist Augustus Andrews. Amen. Amen, Evangelist. Amen. One people, one nation, one destiny. Amen. Kevin Nicholas is here as well, and Carlton Beverly. Brenda Moore. Good to see you. Sharon Alfonso is here as well, and all the other wonderful folks. Alfonso Evans.
I'm thinking about myself, and I'm thinking I would just throw away the damn watching that.
You think so?
I swear.
You see these bushy parliamentarians?
It's nothing to do with bushy, but I'm
drink with
telling you, I
tea.
probably just because I have watches, but I just use my phone for the time, and everything that the watch could do, the phone does. So I just always resort to the phone. So it's like I have to remember, like, I should put on a watch, and 90% of the times I don't.
So Tweety tell me I must show you my Garmin watch. It helps to keep my pace when I'm running or walking and so on. I'm
oh
sure
my God.
See this
you
bushy?
Started a whole conversation.
Yeah.
So Amabella is saying a rubber band on the
rubber band on your socks too. Upcycle.
What do you mean?
Like when you sock. You know they say when your socks neck break. Right? Like when the top of your socks, when it loses its elasticity, right? You know, you just fall. You just fall long. When you buy a couple rubber band, you just strap it up. Like how you put a rubber band on your hand, but just pull it up on your socks so it doesn't fall long. You see, folks, these things let us know. People young, they're young in this business here. Some of us went through the struggles and we come through. Rubber band on your socks. Thanks for that reminder. Rubber band on your watch and so on. Yep.
I probably just didn't have the socks to put a rubber band on. My struggle was probably a little bit worse.
The key for my car is falling apart. I put a rubber band in the alarm. Yep, just shove it up.
But I do remember when I was in UG, one of my classmates had this old car, but it got him from point A to B. But he popped the hood there and he was like some socks on something. So I just couldn't figure out what was going on.
Multi-purpose use, folks. Multi-purpose use. Good to have you, JG and Pamela Thomas. Folks, wherever you guys are joining us from, get your rubber band and share your live stream and smash the emoji button. Smash. You can use rubber band for more things than just your hair. Believe it or not.
Oh my
Believe it or
goodness.
not.
Well, I know so. Like I used to sting my brother with it. So yeah.
Send me my rubber band and
Uh,
watch.
Shared is super self-conscious about his rubber band. That's why he's talking about it this
No,
morning,
usually I would
guys.
take my watch off before I come on this set so people don't see the rubber
Ah,
band on it.
oh, I'm sorry.
But yesterday I forgot, and there is the big yellow rubber band watch you the whole morning.
Oh my
Yep. That
god.
being said, folks, that being said, you didn't come to here stop with rubber bands and watches and socks.
But since we started like that, I hope it took some persons down memory
Yeah,
lane.
sometimes you gotta be thrifty, and trendy, and the economy should know that, right? To be thrifty and trendy, we don't just spend, 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 especially when you've been poor in this life.
Well, I think
Poor,
that there's a
eh?
significant part of our country that is poor, not being poor.
You know,
Is.
when you're poor, you still got some hope, but when you're poor,
You know that they're saying that some people so poor they have some
Mhm.
people are it's so things are so bad they have to save up to be poor.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yes.
You ever been so poor when you reach up, you're touching bottom? Been there, spend the night. When you reach up, you're touching bottom. You ever so poor, you mix egg with water just to stretch it?
What do
You
you
never
mean?
been so poor. You ever been so poor? So many of you are
I
living in a
think
house.
that is very
Right?
experimental. I don't know if that's poor.
So many of you living in a house. You gotta come outside to turn around. Go back. You never been so poor? You put water in the egg just to stretch it? Huh? No, you haven't been so poor? Oh,
I'm
I
gonna
gotta
go
show
and
you
do
how to
that.
grow
I'm gonna go put water in there. I swear I'm gonna go put water in there. I'm gonna
Oh,
tell you
Father.
about this
You know,
tomorrow.
I had a good laugh, folks. Let me give you a good laugh. A good laugh on me. So when we were younger, my sister and I, when we were small kids, the switch on the post in the house looked like it was so high. I used to kneel down, and my sister would stand on me to turn the post off. Right? Just to show how our kids were so much smarter. I saw my son want to just pull a chair, climb up.
You are the chair?
It never, no, just literally pull the chair and climb up on the chair and turn on the switch. It never dawned on us as kids. You could just pull the chair from the table. I used to kneel down and my sister would climb on me to turn on the That thing made me laugh so hard. I was like, oh my Lord, a light bulb went on in my head.
It's
30 years later.
Carol Rollins is a little
30 years
different.
later.
Carol say you ever been so poor you light paper to hot water.
I was like 1 inch from it. That's poor. That's not poor. That's poor. Well, you light papers to hot water. I ain't never been so poor, Carol. Not as yet. God forbid. God forbid. I've seen some other. Well, poor is when you can't cook with gas. Stop it. So Candy says poor is when you can't cook with garlic.
So Marlon, the thing is saying that her mother mix evaporated milk with egg to stretch it.
I never thought you got to be able to afford evaporated milk. So the economists would say the substitute product is water.
I don't know if that's a good
Substitute. Evaporated milk is you're heading to what do you call it? An omelet. That's what you're heading to.
That's what
You
I'm
need to throw in
thinking.
some tomatoes.
We're
But that's a good one. That's a good one, folks. We've been poor, all right? So again, just rehearsing what Candy said. Candy says poor now is when you can't cook with garlic. My Lord.
Well, according to what's going on right now, poor is going to be can use flour right now because most definitely.
But look how much people can dead out now. Whoever COVID didn't carry, anti-flower can carry now.
I don't understand how Marl Joseph know about stretching kerosene.
How do you stretch kerosene oil? Hold on. Sir, could you just hold that comment for us? Just scroll back a little bit. How do you stretch kerosene oil? Hold on.
It's right here.
How do you stretch kerosene oil? I want because I know we got a lot of people who tuned in. So if you stumble on something, I hope you train water nor evaporated milk. I just hope you're not putting water nor evaporated milk in there. How do you stretch kerosene oil? That's what you want to know. Right?
Oh my goodness.
How do you stretch that? Baking powder and eggs? What baking powder and egg? What are you cooking? There's a cake you want to there. And you got to train some flour now and just batter that stuff. I know about frying egg with water. Pamela Thomas says she knows about frying egg with what story we started this morning now?
Stretch Carol with teeth in diesel.
But diesel is more expensive. You're cooking with diesel,
It's
but you're
cheap.
chasing with Carol. You're cooking with diesel, but you're chasing with Carol. What story is this here now? Somebody say you stretch Carol by mixing it with diesel. I think diesel is the more expensive. I think. Poor is when you were
You
you
wore a butter
but
yachting
shoot
shoe
and the sole
with the
gone.
bottom gone.
Yeah, so somebody's telling us, guys, that again, poor is when you're wearing butter yatin. You gotta, once you talking about butter yatin, I don't know your age. And the soul got butter yatin back in the days is today's Converse.
Okay, okay.
Yep.
Eat
Right?
coconut with sugar.
I know about that. Poor is when you eat coconut with sugar. Now that's a delicacy. That's a health food. That's a health food. Folks, good morning to each and every one of you. Good. Oh my Lord. Poor is taking.
Your
What's
neighbor
it?
green banana to fry.
That's Stephen. Not poor. That's Stephen. Poor is Stephen in the evergreen banana to fry. Folks, share the live stream, we beg of you. And smash that emoji button. Smash the emoji button. Poor is Stephen in the evergreen banana to fry.
I don't know
I think that's simple, larceny.
Yeah.
Butter yatin, it looked like a Converse, but it was black. Black sole, black, all black. And you put some nice black polish on that baby. Lasted 3-4 years. Yep. Folks, share the live stream for us. The guy's asking to share.
Oh my goodness.
Share, or sure to share. Share the live stream. And smash that emoji button. Oh, y'all ain't never been poor. Yatin. When last you hear that? Yes, butter yatin. Chirita is so young. You see she age already. She knows yatin. It's like a Converse sneakers, but it was black and it was poor looking.
I'm from Region 7. I couldn't survive that terrain. Probably that's why I don't know.
So what you say? Y'all don't wear shoes in Region 7?
I'm saying
What kind of indictment is this
I'm
on Region 7 people?
Could whatever that one is survive that?
Yes. Yatin is strong. 3-4 years.
I'm
3-4 years. The guy saying share. All kinds of signs are giving us. Share. All kinds of signs that he's giving us. Share.
I remember these like going like Region 7, the gateway to the interior, guys. It was like the foot where the guys used to go there. So you could kill somebody if you hit them.
Steel tip.
You can kill
Steel tip.
somebody.
I know steel tip too. But folks, but yatin, you know, we were on a trajectory, you know. We were on a trajectory, 1953, feet close, or 73. Feet close in Housing Nation. We were on a trajectory. But them boys saying like that.
Oh my goodness.
That we could have far away now, you know. We could have holding down. Our butter yatin could have been modern day Converse.
So Marl Joseph said, I was so poor I used to eat lunch at the Salvation Army. I had lunch at the Salvation Army too when I was I think primary school, probably early secondary school. Because like I tell people, we grew up rather poor, and that was a program that was done I think throughout the length and breadth of this country, and a very good program.
You know, I vex with.
What is that?
Nobody never tell me you had free lunch. She tell me, all them years I let me belly button. All them years I let me belly button. Free food share by the Salvation Army, nobody tell me.
Good food too.
And good food too? You're wicked. Free food? And nobody didn't tell me? Oh, shucks. I miss out. I miss out, folks. The guys are telling me share.
I see the guys are saying to move to the morning papers.
Oh, move on to that too.
I see the morning papers
that too.
pop up.
Oh, they're telling us that? That's the hit? I never could afford the morning papers. But thanks. Right? Yep. I seen people talking now about rice porridge. Thick coconut milk is a boss in rice porridge. Coconut milk in rice porridge? That's not shine rice you're talking about. Coconut milk. Dave, coconut milk in rice porridge?
Shine rice.
What does shine rice?
I'd say to be shine rice.
Well, I know rice porridge is rice porridge. I've never had coconut milk in rice porridge.
Because that's when you can't put other milk. You just do the substitute and put the coconut milk.
But if you just let it stew down a little bit, it's shine rice. You start out with rice porridge, but you end up with shine rice. You understand something there? Every spot is a style. Every spot is a style.
You know when you said that, I remember my brother Alan. My brother went and he did this. I think it's home ec for his CSEC, and one of the things he had to do was cook, and he doesn't cook period, right?
Mhm.
So he went to the practical for the exam, and he had to make. He said that he was making this fried rice, so they had to do the plan or whatever. And he bought all the ingredients for the fried rice. He came home with cook up, and he said when he got to the exam, CXC, you know, he said when he got to the exam, he mistakenly thought it was fried rice, but when he checked his plan, it was cook up. So he just put everything together.
You coming out with something? I'm sure you get a good grade.
He topped the class.
you start out, you start, you start out at fried rice, and you end up at cook up.
He topped
That's
the
like this
class.
government. You start, you aim for fried rice, but you end up with something else.
Oh my God, but that's what it is. We know of the struggle, and guys, as you are out there, make sure
Yep.
that you continue
Yeah.
to share the live stream. I don't want to get licks when I come
Guys
over
are showing
here.
us the time. If you all see signals in the background, we confused right now.
Oh my goodness.
Is whole sign language club at the back here. That being said, though, the morning papers.
Oh
The
my
morning
God.
paper. We hope we've helped some of you, who's struggling with some options, right? Whether it's diesel and kerosene.
So as one, I just want to
Uh-huh.
this one comment before we move forward. It said battery yatin. If you could just bring it back down, guys, just a little bit. It's just like 2 comments now.
Or up, maybe. Mhm.
Oh yes, right here. It says it says Calvin Hammer Senior saying that no shirt battery yatin was brown in color, made of canvas and rubber.
Mhm.
So that's a
Well,
different
maybe
level.
I get me at in late. It
Right.
was worn so much it get black. It got black, folks. I could remember seeing some black battery yatin. I think so.
But you just said you could use to put
Yeah,
the
so you could
dye
put
on it.
some nice polish.
Polish.
Nice black polish, and you shine that.
But probably you put in black polish on the brown shoes. I don't know.
If that's what you can afford, what you gonna do? That's it. That's it.
Oh my
Morning papers,
goodness.
folks. The morning papers.
So, at the morning papers this morning, the first thing I want to start with is our COVID-19 restrictions removal. And we're going to be dealing with that a whole lot more
Yeah,
later in the program. Guyana rakes in over 96 million US from the recent oil sale. We have also the Dharmic Shva or Respect of Festival of Pagwa. And this is
We've been
something
touching on that too.
Yep, we will be touching on that. And I see one of the things in the morning papers this morning, I see the APNU AFC scandal. APNU AFC scandal. That's the heading, right? And this is referring to stolen fuel from the Ministry of Education. But being a part of, I can say that I'm going to go through this very quickly because this is not a major focus this morning. But being a part of the PSA, I can tell a person that you can go back to the Parliament website and you can view those discussions yourself. But because I was there in person, it is strange that we see these reports coming out and not bringing all the details of it because this was a matter that happened in 2017 in which the ministry actually reported to the police that they uncovered that something was up and some mischief was going on there. But one of the things I pointed out yesterday at the meeting was, back in 2013, you had $25.7 million the Auditor General could not have accounted for at the same Ministry of Education when it comes to fuel and lubricants. Not can't account for. Let me just use my words properly here. But there was a lack of control over the fuel slips used from Guyana, all of that. And this is 2013, 2014. So 2013, the Auditor General spoke. 2014, he spoke about it again at the Ministry of Education concerning the fuel slips and the mismanagement that they had there of that entire system. So when the coalition went into office, they inherited that broken system. And it was under the coalition in 2017 that matter was reported to the police. Investigations were done and someone was charged for that. But it wasn't, of course, it's not going to be reported like that.
Yeah. Well, the bishop, quote unquote, the bishop.
So those are some of the things in the front page of the morning paper. Sharon, what do you have this morning on the papers?
But some of the stuff on the front page we're going to touch on it later on in the program. The closed Gaisuko Sugar Estates will be difficult to open. One of the economists giving some thoughts on that. GDF Rank, who was stabbed at a wedding house recently, that we're going to be focusing on as well. And some other issues, some challenges to the NRF, the National Resource Fund. There's a lot of contention over our oil wells or mineral oil wealth, largely through the NRF, the National Resource Fund. We're going to be talking a little bit about that.
Most definitely. But as we go forward into the morning trend this morning, one of the things that we are starting off on the international front is the US warns China not to help Russia as anti-war protests disrupt state TV.
And again, you're seeing these overtures, and in some developing news, China has responded to that by saying that they are not going to interfere with the U.S. sanctions on Russia, quote unquote. But it remains to be seen. It remains, because that's, people say a lot of things in public. A lot of things are said in public, but when darkness falls, something else happens. But what is interesting too, as people are looking at it as a kind of a signpost, is that on Russian state television, there was a woman who got onto the set. The report didn't say whether she was an employee there or not, whether she was an employee or
Oh,
not.
with the placard.
But she was with a placard. I think the guys have that for us. She was with a placard on set protesting against the war in Ukraine. Dave, do you have that for us?
And most definitely, as guys pull that up further, I know that continuing on the discussion with the war in Ukraine, I know Zelensky was being quoted. It's been quoted on BBC as Zelensky urges Russian troops to surrender. Also, right. So there we have it. As the guys pull it up, no war, and you see the U.S. warns China not to help Russia as anti-war protests disrupt state TV. And this is what's going on. A lot of persons are letting in their voices. A lot of action being taken. Activism at its best when it comes to persons speaking out against the war in Ukraine there. But then we have Zelensky. Zelensky is holding the fort.
Zelensky from Fight Nation.
It's so strange because when you look at the history of who Zelensky is, you wouldn't expect him to be holding this line that he's holding right now. So very surprising. I guess his biggest strength right now is the element of surprise. That persons are most surprised that Zelensky is still holding through.
And sometimes you forge in that fire of the moment,
Yeah.
That fire of the moment, and this is his moment. And he's standing tall and standing very, very strong. And again, we're monitoring what's happening there in Ukraine, what's happening there in Russia, and the US and China's involvement.
So I want to quote from what the article says on BBC when it comes to what Zelensky is saying. He said in his nightly TV address, he said Russia forces had suffered worse losses. Russian forces had suffered worse losses during their invasion of this country than in the Chechnya conflict, right? And he said, I know that you want to survive, he said, adding that those who surrendered would be treated as people decently. So he is urging the Russian troops there to surrender. So when persons think that Zelensky is preparing to surrender, there he is asking that Russian troops surrender and they will be treated as people decently.
I like that move.
Yep. So
Zelensky
is packed with surprises altogether. I must say that.
Yep. That being said, I think we're a little close to home now, are we?
Yes, we are. Well, not good news at all, actually, but definitely closer to home, as Shared is rightly saying. And we have there you have it, guys. We have the sad news that we broke yesterday whilst on set, that animal activist fatally shot herself at Brickdam Station, right? And GSPCA mourns her passing. So most definitely, this is one of the sadder stories that we have covered, that we have ever covered.
Yeah.
We have this woman going into the Brickdam police station and basically committing suicide there in the presence of so many persons there. And I know that the situation on the ground from reports coming out was very tense, and persons just basically were in a state of shock and did not know what to do and how to respond. But quickly the police got their act together. Paramedics, I believe, was on the ground immediately, but she was pronounced dead.
Too late
when they arrived.
And this was a young lady, Miss Dihart, who worked for the Ghana Society for the Prevention Against Cruelty to Animals. She worked as an officer there, and as Judy said, she was in fact an animal rights activist, and did so with distinction in that field. But I guess the details are really emerging, and the more and more you hear of this matter, like any family, they had their own struggles.
Yeah.
Had their own struggles.
But 49-year-old.
Yeah.
True.
49 years young. 49 years young.
49 years. So very, very sad. I know that the reports that are coming out right now speaks and links a lot of personal issues in terms of her marriage relationship altogether. But I keep saying, check on your strong friends. This is someone that is out there. I think my mother actually said that she only saw this woman probably less than a week ago at her door coming to check on at an issue with an animal for the neighbor. So that is very, very sad. You see people out there doing their daily tasks and
Yeah.
duties, and you do not know how what is going on in their head and the struggles that they have altogether. So treat persons as you should. I want to make this point as we're on this. A lot of times we perceive that our point of view, how we feel our strength, is actually someone else's strength, and that's not the case. It's like we need to understand as people, no matter how strong you are, you may be able to deal with the situation and come out of it very strong, and you would say, oh, why this person reacting so deeply about a matter that you may see as frivolous. But we need to understand everyone have a different level, a different threshold when it comes to dealing with stress and emotions and all of those things all together. So we need not have our own strength being the yardstick that we measure someone else's strength by. So be very observant as you go out there. Be observant. Some persons require more delicacy in how you handle them and situations with them altogether. So no matter how strong you are, you don't necessarily go and handle people with the same impression that they're going to have that strength like you to deal with those situations. So be delicate, be observant, to make sure that you check on your strong friends, check on
Yeah.
everyone.
Yep. And the story goes that there was an altercation between Miss DeHart and her husband and son somewhere in the city, and they went to the Brigdam police station. She was on the outside and could be heard from the inside, Dave, saying, "This is what you want."
Yeah.
That's what she was asking. This is what you want, and that was just moments before committing suicide in the Brigdam police
Yeah.
station yesterday morning. That's just, it's just sad, and our thoughts and prayers really go out with the family. Really go out to the family and the community, all our friends, colleagues at work,
Yeah.
and those persons who knew her and loved her. Our thoughts and prayers are with you guys.
Most definitely, and we continue to encourage persons, women, to make sure you go out there and seek help and assistance.
Yeah.
You have your
Yeah.
little circle. A lot of times we don't talk about things that bother us a whole lot, but we need to go out there, talk about things, let persons know help is available, and let us not be pressuring anyone that we believe is not in our place to deal with pressure.
Correct. Correct is right. That being said, folks, where's Amanza? It's Tuesday. Man's supposed to be here.
Yeah, I know. Where is Amanda?
Where is Amanza? Man's supposed to be here. That man's supposed to be here. That being said, folks, that being said,
Well, this
we're gonna give you guys a clue where Manza. She sent a clue. We even know it's there. Some people just like throw the body all over. We even know it's there. But we gonna find out. She sent us a clue. She said she needs some R&R.
What does she need?
She needs some R&R, and she's gonna be back with us in a couple of days. And so I think we have it. The guys are saying to hold. I don't know. I seen lots of signs and signals. But that being said, we're gonna let you guys know where Manza is. You all know on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Amanda shares the set with us, and we miss her so dearly. We miss her. It's not the same without her. Manza, wherever in the world you watching us from this morning, we miss you.
I think Amanda may be nice and cozy.
Nice and cozy.
I think Amanda may be where we would want to be.
Mhm. That being said, folks, we have some other stuff on the trend this morning, and one of them includes what's happening.
I think one of the things we're going to look at first is a customs officer.
Guys, if you all see signs here.
Customs officer detained for shooting the horse cart.
But this one here, folks.
Shara, take this one, please.
Folks. So the horse cart guys apparently went next door at a vacant lot. Next door at a vacant lot to get a horse little grass. Next door. The man come out shooting.
Oh my goodness.
Right? And the weapon belongs to the GRA. Right? The weapon belongs to the GRA. The man come out shooting, folks, the murder story. Watch for y'all ask Etienne. Watch for y'all horse.
Horse.
Watch for your horse eating.
Oh my goodness.
Watch for your horse eating. The man just came outside shooting.
Just like that.
Just like that. They said there's a vacant lot. The reporter we got said there's a vacant lot next to the customs officer house.
No, but we're looking at a story a little too lightly because something has to be wrong with you for you to just go out there like shoot it just like that. My gosh, we're this is a dangerous time. We're living in dangerous time. Be very, very careful how you operate. Make sure that you are safe and you just don't go on
Yeah.
people vacant lot because
Yeah.
apparently you can be shot.
And even if you have a revolver, you have a gun, come on, folks.
Open fire,
Come on,
seriously?
for grass?
For grass.
For grass? That's where we are?
Yeah.
That's very, very troubling. Very
Most,
troubling.
most definitely. Most
Yep, yep.
definitely.
Also,
Well, in the quarantine, I have a lot of things going on. Quarantine, hire car operators demanding increase in fare. You know, it's different.
how you meet your car?
That's where I am. I'm at quarantine.
The guys in the back say, she showed me the script. Quarantine is here.
That's where it is.
But there's another issue too. Before we get to quarantine,
Let's share it.
if you allow us,
You may
we
have
beg
this
your
moment.
indulgence. We beg your indulgence.
You shall.
There's some issues too with this company that is taking over and more sugar estate that's also in the headlines. This company, and it's in the headlines this morning, and they're telling us that they're beginning the transition of the workers from being sugar workers to workers in the oil and gas industry. So they're starting that training there. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes, because these are folks who've been a long time, in sugar cultivation.
Yeah.
Right, and now they're trying to make this transition. But let's see how it goes.
And let's not just pass us by as though this is some like this is some moment. You know, it's big. They're beginning steps to transition the and more workers into oil and gas industry, right? This is the same set of people that said they're opening back all of these industries.
She set up nice to her.
Sure. This is the same set of people that says that
they're gonna make sugar great again.
Make sugar great again. Now they're talking about transition. And we're supposed to just say, oh yes, they're gonna transition. Person, no, you lied to the people and you told them you're gonna reopen the industry. And now that you know that you can't fulfill that promise, you're going out and say that we're gonna transition you to something else. Well, I heard about transitioning of sugar workers to other areas before. Who started that? That was under the previous administration. And I just have to put that out there. I just can't go past this just like that. My apologies, sir. Let's move forward now.
Yeah, and note's going to be talking about that. This transition of the workers from the Enmore packaging plant to this machine shop they're going to be doing there, that kind of work for the oil and gas industry. You got Amilo Falls, and we know the tales of Amilo Falls. Because once you mention Amilo Falls,
everybody
we back at Fit Motilal and those kinds of people. So, when you see Juan Najil stand up in the National Assembly and shouting and talking self-righteously about good governance, there's Amino Falls and Fit Motilal and the road to nowhere, and all of those things are back with us. Well, they're in the administration now, the regime, they're in talks with the Amino Falls contractor to build the new Demerara Harbor Bridge.
Well, based on the report that I read that was coming out there, it makes me believe that this is almost a foregone conclusion. It's like this is not a talk. This seems like something this seems like a set piece, and that's how I interpret it. So I would not be surprised to see that going forward very swiftly when it comes to that project altogether. So, like I said, if you go and you read the report, you will actually see that it's coming over as a set piece. I see it
I tend to agree
way.
with you. I tend to agree with you there.
The way.
I tend to agree with you there. So again, folks, they are in talks. The regime that is, they're in talks with the Amida Falls Chinese contractor to build a new Demerara Harbor. This is all over the place. This whole issue with the new harbor bridge, that by itself, folks, we need an hour or so just to dissect it, right? To dissect it and to do justice, because that has a lot of trouble written all over it, and the way in which they're going about doing these things. The same harbor bridges say they don't need any environmental impact assessment for same project.
This specific project goes back to the whole Sue report that we are still waiting to come out, because that was we learned about that the talks had ended with the first company through that
Yes,
interview.
yes, the
And
Chinese
so
state
let's
company.
not forget that it has a history of this particular project and how it moves forward. So we have to keep monitoring it. We got to keep looking for the details, and hopefully we're going to be able to put all the pieces together sooner rather than later. But like I said, I see right about now that discussion with the contractor for from the Amila Falls project. It seems to me that that was a plan. That's what I'm saying.
Yep, yep, yep. And while that is happening, we've been on top of this story with the three missing fishermen.
Yeah.
That is still that story goes on, and we know that. But we made to understand initially that the search was called off, but we seem to get another report that says the search is ongoing. So there is that happening too. But we really wish that these families get closure. We spoke to the wife and daughter of two of the fishermen, respectively. We spoke with them, and we are still trying to touch base with the lone survivor, Mr. Vincent Dazel, the lone survivor, because as we said in a previous program, the more we think about this, the more we read it, when we analyze it, the more it seems a little bizarre.
But most definitely, but that's a report that is in the search is still ongoing. I just want to give some bit of context and content to that rather, and to say that that bit of information is coming from the Minister of Public Works on one Ejil, and he's the one that confirmed that the search will continue for the three fishermen that went missing after the trawler collapse off of the Maiconi coast more than 2 weeks ago. And this was made public after all the discussions. And I dare say that you started back this whole conversation. And I saw the media picked up on it, and then the minister came out and he said, well, it came out and he said that that the search is still ongoing. But through what mechanism, the use of which method, was the level of technology being utilized? I mean, this is 2022. How are you going out there and search every single minute changes everything. This is a search in open water, tide, and everything that needs to be taken into consideration. So details yet to come to the public as to how that search was conducted from the beginning and how it is being conducted as they say it is still ongoing. So as we get that information, we're going to make sure that we bring it.
Family needs closure. The families need closure. And while we're on that, while that's happening, you got the quarantine, guys.
Oh, we're at our quarantine now?
Yeah, believe it or not.
You sure?
Believe it or not, we are the quarantine taxi drivers who want more money. That's the way.
So quarantine. This is my my bit. The quarantine hire cars operator. The operators are demanded increase in fares, guys. Believe it or not, fearless that has been put forward by them. They say short drop is $100, market to the yard is $100, market to the village is 160, market to 69. You always talk about this when they run out of names, they go to the numbers.
69 village, respect and manners.
200, market to 60 is 300. It's a little weird. Market to 69 is 200, and market to 60 is 300.
You might think the numbering going, in order.
So
Sometimes
anyway,
69 is 60 is wrong.
Up
the road.
Basically, guys, and they're attributing this cover due to the rising cost of living, particularly the increase in the fuel prices. The hire car operators who ply the quarantine route are demanding that they be allowed to increase their fares, and I dare say to the persons that utilize public transportation, that actually go to work or wherever when they come utilizing these taxis and so forth, that power is in your hand, because I am 100% sure that persons are not going to park their vehicles and not utilize it and not accept the price as before. So I understand. Let me just put it out there. I understand their plea altogether, because there is indeed an increase in the price of fuel, but also we need to take into account that persons have not gotten one penny extra to spend. So with every dollar that is increased in the price of transportation, that's one less item in the pot for a family, a mother, to give her children something to eat. So that is the reality on the ground right now. And again, I say we are yet to hear of any method or mechanism from the administration to cushion what is going on right here, right now. So that's what we're going to see, and I expect to see a whole lot more of that coming out as the days go by. Persons are going to be demanding more when the vast majority of the persons, the working class of this country, has not been given more to actually be able
Yeah.
to afford those costs.
And we haven't seen the last of these raise in prices.
Nope.
We have not seen the last in that, and we should have pulled this other story closer to when we talked about what's happening there at Elmore and the company that is transitioning the workers now to the oil and gas field. I think it's GKS. Let me just get the it goes by that acronym. So while that is happening, Raymond Gaskin,
GKB.
Raman Gaskin, the company is GKB, transitioning those workers and more to the oil and gas sector. Raman Gaskin had some comments about the sugar industry, which we thought was quite provoking, based on what it is. Because lots of times we say things here, and inadvertently people say, "Oh, because we
It's
also
cold,
wear the
yeah.
hat of parliamentarians." Those up new AFC people talking, so don't pay them any mind. But this is what Raymond Gaskin said. What he said concerning the sugar industry, which I think should be food for thought to all of you guys watching us and sharing the live stream and smashing the emoji button as well. This is what Raymond Gaskin said. He said that that manifesto promise, the PUP's manifesto promise is referring to here, was premature. It was all premature statements, not based on proper assessments. It was only until they got there, into office, and finally checked properly, that they saw it would not be so easy. Remember, we talked about these promises to make sugar great again, just like the Elmore packaging plan. All of these will be given to private citizens, family, and friends. And these comments are carried in today's Kaicho News. Yep. What he said.
Well, you're right about something. The first thing that you're correct about is that we have been saying these things all the time. But again, when we say it, it comes over as as the opposition parliamentarians, we are here saying these things. But then when you hear other personals, you hear an economist coming. There's so many things. Sometimes, guys, I swear, I say something and then no one picks up on it, and then someone else comes out, and says, "Oh well."
The people say, "Wow."
And I'm like,
Wow.
Are you serious? Are you
But
serious?
Raman Gaskin is
Are you
saying
serious?
that none of the sugar estates in opening back, and all of the assets and so on going to friends, family, and so forth.
I don't agree.
That's what he said.
I don't agree with one thing that he said, because he said that it was only until they got in there and finally checked properly that they saw it would not be so easy. I don't believe in that. I believe that they willfully went and lied. That I believe that they willfully went out there and lie, because they believe that was the Machiavellian aspect of it. The means justify the end. That's how they operated, because they wanted to secure the votes of those persons. So they went in there and blatantly lied to them, knowing full well that it would not have been possible. So that's the only aspect of what he said that I do not agree with, but very sound reasoning altogether.
I know. That being said, when we're talking there about the sugar industry, 5 years was a short time to get the kind of turnaround that was necessary to make sugar profitable. And they know what state they left the sugar industry in, because when the APNU AFC got into power, the same guy who is the new High Commissioner to London, he was the CEO of GPL, and he told the new administration that GPL was bankrupt.
Yes.
So they knew what they left. So to be surprised and have to go looking, I share your sentiment, right? They knew what was there.
They knew. They left it like that.
Yeah.
So
that being said, folks, as we move on, I think we got space maybe for one other story, and then we look at the person of interest.
Okay.
Right? And then we have the PAG was coming up. Was coming up.
Well, we did mention it a little bit earlier in the program when we spoke about what's on the morning papers, guys. And they say the Dharmek Shaba urges respect of the festival of Pago. And I know a lot of times, a lot of conversations have been had even prior to 2022, as we're in right now, as to how persons celebrate Pago altogether. And a lot of times they're speaking to the big promoters and so forth that go out and have this and have so many things labeled as this Pago lime and so forth, that does not have the does not fall in line with the Hindu celebration altogether. So they're warning against it, of course, and we need to be respectful to everyone's religion. And this is one aspect that I truly support, and I believe that you do not go out there promoting certain things with the label of Pagwa if it is not in line and in keeping with the teaching.
But them boys just believe money got make.
Yeah, but I don't support. I
And
don't
any
support
avenue,
that.
any reason to make a little money,
I do not
the means
support that.
justify the ends justify the means. That's how they operate.
But that's what they're saying here, and I just want to quote from the article that I'm picking this up from. It said, "We strongly urge promoters and event managers to desist from associating Pagua and Holly and usage of the name and elements of the festival with events that are aligned in nature to the festival, which has both spiritual and social dimensions." And this is the Dharmic Shaba reporting that they're asking for. And just like I said, make sure that you don't have a stink and dirty pagwa wash down, basically.
Mm-hmm. We can be watching, folks.
So that's what they're saying. I'm just trying to make it as frank as I can possibly be. That's what they're saying. They're saying that this is it has both spiritual and social dimension. Just don't go out there utilizing it in the name just wildly and haphazardly. It has a lot of implication. Let's respect everyone's religion and so on and so forth. Yes, persons are going to celebrate once there's a holiday in our country. Let's be frank. Persons are going to go out there and they're going to have activities and so on and so forth. But don't associate the name with the activity.
A bubble down.
Right?
That being said, as we're talking about person, one of our favorite points in the program, our person of interest, our person of interest.
Guys, we are getting getting to a point that we actually like that this piece, because Charlotte and I would have a little thing like, oh, we're gonna do this person, we should do this one instead. Because the person of interest, we believe, is absolutely necessary to honor, support, and bring recognition to the ordinary people in our country.
People making a difference.
People that are making a difference. And every day we're going to bring a person of interest. I think at the end of it, it would be quite an amazing list of people that we have gone through thus far.
So here's our person of interest for
drum
today.
Roll. Sharon, you take it.
Drum roll. Our person of interest this morning, just after we take this break, after you share the live stream, after you have smash the emoji button, share. The guy saying share. That's the break. You can have your coffee, your milk tea, and smash the emoji. Smash. That being said, folks, our person of interest today is none other than Joshua Edwards. Joshua Edwards of Wendy's Pizza Parlor. And Joshua has quite a story to read.
Joshua is definitely quite amazing. I had the privilege of meeting Joshua. I was actually out conducting business when I ran into this young man. Very pleasant personality, extremely pleasant with a smile on his face, very courteous, well-spoken young man. Came and said that he's here and he would like to know if I would like to have a slice of pizza. And he had so many different types. So with him, he had a wide variety of pieces. So I encourage persons to support him. But Joshua, who recently graduated from the University of Guyana with a Bachelor's of Law program, began selling pieces to offset his university expense. And what's amazing about this is that a lot of times we hear of all the hardship and the difficult stories coming out of persons, especially when you pursue a tertiary education in Guyana. There's absolutely no one, well, I probably didn't mix with them, but there's no one that I have spoken to that said that usually was a breeze, You went through it, it's difficult, it's a sacrifice, and when it comes to persons like myself, who had so many financial struggles, it was even a bigger challenge for you to get through those classes, make sure that you have the necessary resources. And I tell people, I can't remember the amount of jobs I did, part-time jobs, just to go through UG altogether. I work at NIS, I work as an accountant, market researcher, a research analyst, you name it, I did it. Right?
You gotta be on the hustle. Gotta be on the hustle.
Just together. So when I saw him, his story is so inspiring because he realized that, if he has the ability to go and make pizza, and he just made it and started selling to get through there. And one of the more interesting things is that he is from St. Lucia. here in Guyana, making sure that he does everything possible to pay the bills as he go along. So quite an interesting young man, quite an interesting story. And I just want to bring to the point at this time that when we go out into Georgetown, we see a lot of foreigners in our country doing things that Guyanese will not want to do on a daily basis, but they're here and they're making a living and they're surviving.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that point to know is Guyanese, keep your guards up.
Yep,
Stay
and
focused.
Guyanese bushy like that. We want to do this and we
We
want to do
gotta
that.
stay focused.
Right, but here is Joshua Edwards, and folks, sometimes along this meandering path of getting to where you want to go, sometimes you stumble at purpose like
Yeah.
that. In doing several things, you realize, you know what, this thing is cool here. And I seem to
Yes.
have a knack for doing it. And sometimes too, you don't have to. You can be multi-skilled, multi-talented, and so he can be a great lawyer. He can have a business, a thriving pizza business. And lots of times we try to pigeonhole people. We say, oh,
Yeah.
because Teresa's a parliamentarian, well, she shouldn't be a businesswoman. She shouldn't do X. She shouldn't do Y.
Well, look at me coming and prove that wrong
And
because
smashing
I
all
am
those
very
barriers.
interested in business. Like that's I love the private sector, as crazy as this. I love the private sector altogether, but there must be balance in the economy in order for us to have growth altogether, in order for us to have a balanced economy and making sure that public servants are given the equal opportunity and having the ability to afford an equal lifestyle to persons living in the private sector. So I love the private sector. If I had my way, I would have stayed there. But when you see such disparity, you realize that there's a need for you to be in the system in the public sector in order to invoke the change and create that pattern and hopefully get to a level of balance that we can all survive.
Yep. Well said. Can't add anything there. Can't add anything there. The big issue today, the big issue, something we were all talking about. Some folks are happy. Some folks are watching this very cautiously. The lifting of the COVID-19 regulations, the COVID-19 protocols, the COVID-19 guidelines.
Well, most definitely. We spoke about, I think we mentioned this yesterday actually as we were on the program. I'm not too certain if we did, but I believe that we mentioned it. However, we have a gazetted order coming out. A gazetted order was actually signed yesterday, Monday, the 14th of March. It basically said that we're going back to normal.
Yeah, basically.
Basically.
Do you want?
Basically,
Not
that's
with
what
me.
it said.
Do you want?
Right?
Do what you want. You don't have to wear your mask. You don't have to present your vaccination card when you're entering public places. You don't have to social distance. You even have to sanitize if you want to. It's good if you do. That's what they're saying. It's good if you do, but you don't have to.
So basically, when it comes to one of the big ones, wearing a face mask, not mandatory. And I'm just reading directly from the gazetted order here that this is clause 6. It said wearing a face mask is not mandatory, but in order to prevent the spread of coronavirus, persons are encouraged to wear a face mask when the person is in a public. So basically, this is just BS wording. If I'm to put it over like that.
Do you want?
Yes, basically. So you
That's the
don't
thing.
have to wear a face mask altogether. But one of the most, oh my gosh, let me just scroll down here. Proof of vaccination. That's one of the most interesting part of it that I am looking at because I have my own interest in this particular matter. Because when it comes to proof of vaccination, again, I'm reading from the gazetted order itself. It said, this is number 9. It says, where vaccination is a requirement, proof of vaccination. Where vaccination is a requirement, proof of vaccination shall be in English or a certified translation into English and may be in a digital form or any other form provided that the form is identifiable and includes the official stamp of the applicable country. Where vaccination is a requirement. I have an issue with that.
Yep.
Right.
So that's basically I don't know. It's all
I
over the
have
place.
an issue with that. I have an issue with that because, guys, I told you on the 7th of this month, GCOM started their process of continuous registration. GCOM, in turn, made this announcement that you have to be present a vaccination card in order to go in and participate in that process. So when I am reading the part, I went straight to the vaccination aspect of it when it comes to the card, because you can't be relaxing all the regulations basically and then come in and say where vaccination is a requirement. We're basically giving the autonomy for persons, for certain agencies and organizations to say, to restrict persons from utilizing that service by saying that you have to have a vaccination card. So I have a problem with this, and I'm waiting to see the way in which GCOM is going to respond, because when it comes to the registration of persons, this continuous registration process, it is absolutely necessary that if nothing else was removed, that should have been removed from GCOM. So I'm still waiting to see if GCOM is going to come out with a statement today, given that this was signed yesterday, to say that they are no longer requiring persons to have to present this proof of vaccination.
And as soon as we have that, you guys are going to have it as well. That's a big issue, guys. Do what you want. Do what you want. But I will be taking the precautions. I'll be taking the precautions. Wear my mask, still social distancing as much as I can, sanitizing, and I'll still be doing it for a while.
Well, one of the things that I can mention also, I believe that probably would be persons that are traveling may be interested in, is when it comes to the domestic and the international travels. It says all operators and passengers of any land, water, or air transport shall comply with any port health measure issued by the board of any measure. Basically, what they're saying is that you need to comply with wherever you're going. They have their regulations. You have to comply with those regulations in that first instance, right? And it says that testing for the coronavirus, which everyone knows about. Once you're traveling, you have to be tested, and you have to provide that testing. It says here that testing for coronavirus shall only be conducted by the National Public Health Reference Laboratory or any other laboratory issued a license by the Ministry of Health under Section 7. Whereas any person who has tested positive for coronavirus or individual for quarantine shall comply with the all applicable directions. It goes on to say provide information to the Health Emergency Operations Center. But all of this I am reading, and it kind of it's contradicting itself, I must say, because you have policies that went out prior that spoke to self-testing and all of that. And then here we are.
Which the very government said if you self-test, you don't need to tell us.
Right. So we have a lot of issues
with
it. So what is happening here is that they basically want to come out and say, do what you want, but they still have to put on paper. They have to word it in such a way as though they're not saying, do what you want. So it's like, do what you want and use your conscience. Do what you want, use your conscience. So
still monitoring, guys, and we will advise you, we'll encourage you to continue to observe the protocols as far as possible. It's for your health and your safety, not for anybody else's.
Most
continue to utilize those protocols and guidelines for COVID-19 as far as possible for yourself and your family and your loved ones. Exercise due caution. That being said, that's our program today, folks. That's our program. Good to have had so many of you join us. Guys, share the live stream. Share.
I think this is Cher's daily exercise.
And smash the emoji button as well. Good to have so many of you here. Ingrid King and Emily Soto and
Carl Miller. Yep. Hey, Carl, how are you this morning?
Yep. Andrew Cuthbert is here as well. Carlotta Reynolds is here, and Glensis Mingo Byrne. How are you doing, Glensis? Guys, smash that emoji button for us.
I feel like I know some of these people. You know, guys, when I come on in the morning and I see your names and I call your name out, and that is like, I just feel like a household name.
Glenford Gordon. Glenford, how are you doing? Good to see you, Glenford, and all the other folks. Anika Light. Bernetta John, good to see you, Bernetta. Jewel Ward and Carl Miller.
Carl is saying, share. Carl, thank you for doing your part.
Share, Carl. Good to have you guys here with us. Great to have you guys. Sharon, Alfonso, Evans. Amanza's okay. Where's Amanza? Where's Amanza?
Great.
Take a look. Here's the clue.
Here's the clue. That was a short.
It's a clue.
That's what you call it.
Who's a clue? It's a movie I want. It's a clue. It's a clue. Play it again for Veronica Innes. And then.
I see the Guyana flag there.
Chingiano.
I see the flag.
Chingiano.
I see the
Where
flag.
is the manza? Where in the world? Where's she there? Where's she there? Where manza there? That's what I want to know. Where manza there? Where you guys think? Huh? Beatrice is in the US. Wow, we know. Jean says go manza. Charlene says me see no. Charlene got the slow eye. Slow eye, Charlene. Adele Sample is here. Laverne says, I ain't get it. Monica Scott says, is it the Vatican? She gotta see the Pope. She gotta see the Pope. The Pope. She gotta see the Pope. Sherry says, I miss Amanda. Selena Fraser says, it's in Canada. And I said smoke. That's not fire yet. Not fire yet. One more time, guys. Let's see if we can pull it up one more time. One more time.
Someone has said like she's
Cecile said too
with
short.
the queen.
Where? Who said that? Who
That
said that?
comment went by. That comment
Cecile
went
says
by.
it's too short. Saint Romain Adams, good to see you. Good to see all of you. Folks, Amanza, where's Amanza? Tell us. Currently.
Amanza is right where she needs to be.
Oh, she's so helpful to us. She is so helpful.
Oh my goodness.
She is so helpful. Jean Barnes says she's getting married. Maureen Coppin says she's in England. Maureen, flesh and blood, they reveal it to you. Maureen.
Well, we have someone said Amanza in Europe at some international function where Guyana is represented.
True and correct. True and correct. Amanza's ready to keep the queen, folks. Amanza's ready to keep the queen.
Amanza's representing.
Yeah, she's representing us. You're right, Europe. I think that's where to keep the queen. She's a queen herself. She got to take over Buckingham. She got to take over Buckingham, people. She is there. Glenford Gordon, you're absolutely correct. Absolutely. Jamo Fanfare says St. George's Cathedral.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Do we wish?
If only. If only. We love St. George's Cathedral, but if only. Glenford, you're correct. Glenford, you're absolutely right. Glenford says London. Absolutely correct. Absolutely.
A lot of other people love St. George's Cathedral.
Folks, that's our time today. Moving on. That's our time. Share, and smash the emoji button. Yes, the parishioners love it. Love it, love it. That being said, that's our time today. Folks, share the live stream before you go. As you go, smash the emoji button and partner with us too, so we can continue to do more of these programs, more of them. Partner. We are available via Cash App, via Zelle, via PayPal, MMG, MoneyGram, Western Union. Folks, come on board. Help us to meet our monthly obligations to do these programs. That being said, you want to know how, you want to partner with us, folks, drop us a message. WhatsApp, 627-6963. That's our WhatsApp number, 627-6963. And we're going to let you guys know how. We're going to let you guys know. Oh, my God. See that? That's our time, folks.
That's our time. Have a great day. Make sure that you are back at 12 for Below the Belt, and then again this evening at 8 p.m. for In the Ring. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning also for FYI 8 a.m. Bye, guys.